Hello, I'm IBX Toycat, and this is Seed Sunday, a weekly series where I show you seeds for Minecraft Console Edition. Currently, that's Xbox 60 and PS3, but in a couple of weeks, I'll move them to Xbox One and PS4. And since this is my last week of Xbox 60 and PS3 seeds, I figured that I would first of all explain what's happening with the series. Check the description if you're a fan of it. I know a lot of people are. And second of all, we're going to go out with a nice bang with a really great seed that has two, amazing things for it. First of all, it's a really good mixture of biomes, and it's a mostly land seed with lots of rivers, which is a really great, just kind of overview of the map. So even if it didn't have all the extra stuff, it'd still be a great seed just to, have a good world going and get ready for next gen. And second of all, it's a great seed because it has lots of weird things going about it, including a double spawner above ground. So the seed is 3229, and it was sent in to me by Twitter, so thank you for that. It's on screen and in description. It's a really short seed though. But yeah, definitely check out the description. But let's just focus on this seed now. So as you can see, you spawn in this like forest area, really close to this big desert, and also within eyesight distance of this jungle biome. And at first, it seems a little bit weird, but nothing too special. But the first thing you'll notice, if you're being really astute, is that there is a a desert temple just this far away from spawn. Desert temples are great because they have 4 chests with a really good chance of getting diamonds. About 80% of the time, you'll get diamonds. If you don't, you can just restart the seed, and you've got a chance of getting it that time. But yeah, lots of diamonds, or chance of getting some diamonds, as well as lots of iron, lots of gold. Always a really great thing to find right next to spawn. So yeah, that's these coordinates just over here. As always, with all the coordinates, let's just pause the video and you can get to them. So, heading further east from that, if you just head all the way across the desert. By the way, lots and lots of cacti in this desert for some reason. But if you head really far east past the desert, past this big cacti field, you'll end up at the first NPC village on this map. So this one isn't too special as far as buildings go. There's no church, no blacksmith chest, and all of the houses in this really weird position. Like this one, for instance, like it doesn't even have a visually facing door. Like it's below sand, so the village is literally trapped in there, which I guess could have some advantage because you can just break down the wall and then trade them like that. But yeah, besides the fact that all the houses are weird, the thing that I think makes this village so cool, at least to me, is the fact that the plants here, actually below it, there's like a little cave that you could like expand into making your house. So if you want like a cave house or an alternative house to make your house underneath the planter in a village, that's a really cool thing to do right there, in my opinion. So yeah, that'd be a really cool place for a house if you just want a simple first night house, or even if you want to make it into a massive one. It's a great place to start. So that's the first village, and just nearby this first village, by the way, there's this really weird thing right here. So first of all, it's got a tree inside a desert biome. It's technically on a piece of dirt, but as you can see, it's pretty much the desert. It's like right next to the desert biome. Second of all, there's floating sand next to that, but you can tell because the leaves go yellow. And then third of all, below that, there's just water that just isn't affected by physics for some reason. It's always a very, very weird thing to see, and yeah, it happens right here. So, weird water, floating sand, and also yellow tree leaves inside a snow biome. So that's always a fun thing. But yeah, let's head towards the rest of the seed, including the double mob spawner above ground, which is a further south of the spawn. If you don't, want the cool house and the desert temple, then if you head just this way of spawn instead. First thing you'll notice is that there's a ravine here that because it's below the desert just fell in, so if you clog up this hole, it'd be a good place to start, like, if you want to rush towards diamonds or something, then yeah, you can just head through the cave, and then you end up, wherever you want to be, and you can just start your mine from down here. It's a good, 20 block start on the game rather than starting from the surface. You can start from 20 blocks down, makes your diamond mine a little closer to the surface maybe, I don't know, it's your call. And then if you head further down past this flatland biome, you'll actually end up at the second NPC village, and this one is a lot better because it has more plants, it has a church, a sandstone church, and a sandstone blacksmith chest. So the blacksmith chest doesn't contain diamonds or anything, but it does contain 7 obsidian, 4 iron, and 2 gold ingots plus an apple. So that's a golden apple right there. Or you can save up all the gold ingots plus the ones from over there, plus the ones that you're going to find as you go through the map, and eventually get a god apple. It's your call, but you don't have to chop down trees to get the apple this way. So this NPC village right here is pretty basic besides that, just lots and lots of plants. But the really cool thing about this village is it's right next to this double above ground mob spawners. So above ground mob spawners, they're not particularly rare because, they just sometimes spawn like that. But finding 2 next to each other that are also above ground and also are different spawners is quite a rare feat. And on top of that, although some of the chests are pretty, dull, like just cat and 3 buckets, for instance, and this one just has iron and saddle and some bread, this chest right here has 2 enchantments, Feather Falling 2 and Sharpness 3, which are both pretty great enchantments. Combine that with all the iron that you get from this chest over here with the one from the Desert Temple and from the Blacksmith chest, and you'll probably get yourself enough for an anvil right away, which is amazing start to the seed. So, zombie spawner and a spider spawner, but you are missing a skeleton spawner. Luckily, this seed just nearby over here, so about 20 blocks away. So here's the above ground mob spawner. Here is the 20 blocks away thing. 20 blocks away or so, it's more like, I guess, 30 or 40. If you dig down from here, just a few blocks, I guess it's like 40 blocks, but just a few, you'll end up at a skeleton spawner, which is amazing, to say the least. So yeah, all three spawners within a super close radius. Of course, the skeleton one's further out and harder to get, but you know, you're rewarded with some pretty basic chest stuff. Cocoa beans are always nice. So yeah, there's that. That's always a great start to a seed, and yeah, so skeleton spawner, spider spawner, zombie spawner, all close by. But also because it spawns like this, and you can just head straight out. This is also a great start to a cave, because if you go one way from the cave, so if you go this way from the mob spawner and start heading down the cave, you'll actually end up at this point right here. And since some people have been asking for diamond coordinates, I figured I'd show them. So if you just dig this way about 50-60 blocks, it's quite a way to dig, I'll admit. You end up at 6 diamonds, so a nice 6 diamond vein. Add that to the diamonds you have already, and that's a lot of diamonds already. So that's enough to get yourself your sword, get yourself maybe the first bit of armor, as well as anything else you need. And yeah, there's some diamonds that way if you want to find them. Just dig 60 blocks this direction, and you'll end up there. So on the other side, though, however, it's not going to have as many diamonds, although there are no doubt diamonds around because it's a massive area. If you head just this way and then through the water, so over to here, you end up in this big lava/water combination thing. And then there's also an abandoned mine shaft just over here. So that's just to quickly retrace the steps. So you end up past the water, you go forward onto the left here, and then right, and then you end up in an abandoned mine shaft. The abandoned mine shaft has no doubt lots of ores, some chests and stuff. I haven't explored it fully because I want to leave that one up to you guys. So yeah, abandoned mine shaft, just chilling quite close to all of that stuff. That's always fun. And there's also lots of gold ore, lots of lapis lazuli around the place if you want those things for the god apple or for lapis lazuli blocks. Gold ore right here again. So yeah, that's what's happening here. But that's enough for like below ground spawners and whatnot. Let's show you the the cool features of the seed that are above ground that you can start buildings with and start houses and whatnot with. So just one more time, this coordinates for this, just there. Coordinates for the mob spawners over here, just over there. So, yeah, let's show you the rest of the seed that has cool things that I think are worth building around. So, first of all, if you head further to the northwest of the place we were just at, you'll end up in this, if once you go pretty far northwest, that is, you end up at this massive extreme hill biome, which has a particularly big mountain just here. And one really cool thing about this mountain that I thought was definitely worth showing off is that there's a really weird passageway that starts with a cave here, and it really is like quite passageway because you go down here. And it ends up, if you just keep following it straight, so you just keep going straight like this. You should probably block this up, by the way. But if you just keep following it through, it ends up on the other side of the mountain, and it's a really cool, like, under-mountain pass that's just built into the map. I thought it was really cool. Like, you could have a house here that's pretty much secluded, especially if you build a wall there, and the only way to get to it could be by, underground cave, because it also goes this way a little bit more and stuff. But yeah, I think that's a really cool potential for something there, and also, look how tall this spruce tree is. Wow. But yeah, so finally going a little bit further to the north through the extreme hill biomes, because that's where you find a lot of the good stuff. You'll realize that there is a really weird, like kind of carved by the edge of the map hill here. So this was clearly meant to be another massive mountain, but because of the edge of the map, it's like kind of sliced off, and it's this really, really, really thin mountain with a hill and some lava on it. So yeah, that's always odd to look at. And yeah, really weird extreme hill biome. If you built a house up here, another third opportunity for a house on this seed. I'm sure you could confuse people, and also being this close to the edge of the map is always fun. Plus, you're really far away from spawn, so if you want to invite people to your world, but, keep hands off from them, then that's a way to do that. So, the final thing I want to show you of the seed, because although it has countless cool things with it, like all the biomes and whatnot, is actually a big flatland, because people always ask for flatlands in Minecraft, because it's understandable. Like, if you want to build, you don't have to flatten land first, and this seed has that just for you. So, if you head just north of the spawn, actually, like north of the first village I showed you. I'll show you from that first village, actually. There is just over here a really, really big flatland that borders a swamp biome, so you can get a pretty nice view of two separate biomes just there. This is a really nice place to set up a house once you get rid of the cacti and whatnot. It's just a massive area, like, just destroy a few more blocks here, and as you can see, it's just got so much potential for the biggest building ever, and you can focus entirely on the building rather than flattening, because I know some people like that. So yeah, here's the first village I showed you with the cool floating sand and the weird water. If you just head a tiny bit north from there, you end up at this amazing flatland just here that's great for building on. It's a little bit far away from spawn if you went the way I took, but just as far as distance from spawn, if you go a regular way, it's only about 200 blocks away, so fairly close. So that that was this seed. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for sending in the seed, whoever sent it to me on Twitter. I don't have your name right now. Thank you for watching Seed Sunday. As always, check the description for the explanation on what's happening. I really enjoyed making it, and as soon as Xbox One and PS4 come out, it's going to be back with a bang. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in a couple weeks.